Hi Hoopers, it's Lisa Sparkle with Hiptronic Arts, and in this video we're going to talk about assembling and caring for your new Hiptronic Arts Polycarb hula hoop. So when it comes in the package, it's going to be coiled down and taped up. And when you take those tape pieces off, I want you to be really careful so that the hoop doesn't spring and fly open and you accidentally hurt yourself or hit something or break something. That would stink. So be careful when you're unpackaging it. Be careful in general when you're using the polycarbonate hoop because it is so springy and it is so reactive and it's also really dense and really hard that when you hit yourself it does hurt. So after you've uncoiled your hoop, you should find taped to the cardboard tiny little screw. Tiny screw. I didn't put it in the connector because I don't want it to get knocked around during the shipping process and then bend your screw or mess with the screw hole or something, so that's why it's taped to the inside of your package. Try not to lose it. If you do lose your teeny tiny screw at some point, you can replace it easily. You can go to the hardware store. This is a pan head sheet metal screw number 4, 3/8 inch. Well, that'll be what you replace it with. It's probably the smallest screw they have at the hardware store. I recommend the pan head as opposed to the flathead ones because it curves down and fits flush nicely with the countersink hole that I've made, and you won't catch things like your hair or your hands on. You're also going to need some tools. You're going to need a screwdriver, and it matters what kind of screwdriver you're going to use. You can't use a butter knife for this or your pocket knife. This probably still might not work. This screwdriver could probably help you. It would probably work, but if you have like a medium-sized screwdriver and that still doesn't work, you need the big heavy-duty screwdriver. So here I've got the three screwdriver sizes. This one's longer, but it's still kind of like a skinny, wimpy screwdriver. This is like a nice, big, sturdy screwdriver. You need a good screwdriver for this. Just get your good screwdriver, the best screwdriver you've got. You might have to borrow one for this. Get your tiny screw. Here, let's adjust the... Yes. So when you're trying to put your screw in, I drill all of these screw holes by hand. I don't have a fancy drill press, so you might have to fudge with the angle a couple times to get it just right. If your screw doesn't go straight down into the hoop, try it angled a little bit like this way, a tiny bit. Play with the angle a couple times if it's not going in super easy the first time. And so let's put it in there. But I put all of these in the hoops by hand, by myself, before each one goes out. You got this. You just gotta use your strong hoop muscles that you've been getting from doing all those like crazy isolations and arm breaks and stuff. If you've tried to put your screw in a couple of times and you're not having success, one of the other problems is that the screw can heat up a lot from the friction of you trying to fidget with it and get it to go in. So if you need to try a couple times, give the screw a rest in between attempts. Otherwise, you can break off the pan head and then you get a screw stuck in there. So it helps to have the hoop against the ground. I have this cardboard here because if I didn't and I was pressing on this hoop and going like this, then I would get a lot of scrapes on it on the other side, on the hardwood floor. So if you have a carpet, you don't have to worry about that. So you're gonna push down as you're screwing in, and then you might notice some resistance at the very end for the last couple of turns. Go ahead and push and give firm, short strokes to screw it in. And a couple little more tugs to lock it in place. There you go, just pretty simple. And it should fit against your hoop. Very nice and flush. I hope that helps you assemble your new hoop. Please enjoy. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Aloha.